Greetings viewers and subscribers. So in today's journey, we are going to be driving through the Zozo in a section of Savlamar in the parish of Westmoreland. We drove through it last week, but we are returning. There's a reason why we are driving through it today. Now today, we plan on doing 3 videos. We didn't carry any birthday greetings yesterday, so we are going to be carrying the birthday greetings for yesterday and today. In the next video, we are going to give you a roundup of crimes and incidents in Western Jamaica. In the next video, we are going to tell you about 3 murders that took place. One took place in Hanover yesterday, where a man popularly known as Satan, he was shot and killed. I told you something about Satan before, so I'm going to remind you, and I'm also going to give you the details as to how he was killed. Also, a man popularly known as Robber, he was killed at Embassy Place in Montego Bay in St. James last night. We're also going to give you the details in that one. The third murder is a man named Mr. Telwell. Is it Dalton Telwell? He was shot and killed in the Adelphi police area Wednesday night. We're also going to give you details into that one. But in this video, we are going to be staying in the parish of Westmoreland. First up, you remember earlier this week, we brought you a WhatsApp message that was sent in by a police officer who is stationed in the parish of Westmoreland. We had said at the time that we were asking other police officers to send us some WhatsApp messages. Because at the end of the day, we are all investing together. We need solution. We have gotten a WhatsApp message from another police officer. We are going to read it, and then we are going to give you the crime roundup for the parish of Westmoreland. Here goes. Big up PNL. I am a subscriber to your channel, as also a member of the JCF. Keep up the good work. Now, I believe the Zozo is a good strategy to employ. However, I don't think it is more than 40% effective. Mere presence and driving around in numbers just don't cut it. The crime producers and the guns are still in the space, which means there needs to be more intelligence gathering, targeted raids, and cordon and search. That's what we have been preaching from the other day. These crime producers are known, as well as their affiliates. The guns don't leave from elsewhere to commit the crimes in Savlamar and then leave, which means they are right there. Whilst the focus, though, is on the town, the wider policing districts, which were already stretched by shortage of personnel and vehicles, are even more worse off now. This police officer is agreeing with what his colleague said in the WhatsApp message we carried a few days ago. Firstly, the policing areas are too large for one patrol, which most times 2 police officers who are tasked to deal with everything throughout a 10 or 14 hours shift, and in many circumstances having to cover 2 policing areas. No police station in Westmoreland or anywhere can be effectively run by 13 to 15 police officers and 1 vehicle, taking into consideration day off, sick leave, short leave, and vacation leave. So whilst some people can talk who is to resign, they are the ones who need to sit down and come to the table with possible solutions to tackle the monster in crime and stop using it as a political pawn. We have changed 4 police commissioners between 2010 to current. Maybe the change is needed elsewhere. Crime has been on a steady increase from as far back as 1990. We the police are even more fed up and demotivated by the current justice system, where police put in the hard work only to see criminals get a slap on the wrist and sent off to repeat their crimes. Every police station need at least 30 officers and 3 vehicles. But that is wishful thinking. I still have a bone to pick with you from the other day when you compare us to a school with failing grades and teachers asking for raise. police are overworked and demotivated, I would want you to take the scenario of a station with 15 staff and all factors and tell me, how could you make it work? Blessed love, keep up the hard work. Remember, don't share my number. So I responded, blessings fam, thanks for the feedback. Officer, alright, we can agree to disagree. But I understand what you're saying. I really, really understand what you're saying. And you see, sometimes, we talk what's on our mind, Sometimes we talk what is on our mind. It might grieve some people. Some people might agree with it. But we are being true to what we believe in. Yeah, man, we are being true to what we believe in. Like we said, squaddy. Like we said, we know that the police are underpaid. We know. From ever since. Police are underpaid. Police work hard, so they should be paid. But my bone of contention was, the Federation, I know it's a union. It represents rank and file. And it's supposed to be bargaining for better wages, better working condition, etc. All I was saying is, where crime is now, the police have a part to play in it. Not only the police, the police have a big part to play in it. The razor pay thing, you deserve it. But, honestly though, squaddy, we need to put in some more work. So that we the people can say, we don't pay the police because them a work hard. We don't want to say, pay the police, make them work harder. You understand what I say, squaddy? But, back to the main ingredients of what you were saying. That is what we have been preaching on this channel. Mere presence is effective, yes, but until there is house-to-house search, cardinal search, it's not going to be as effective as it's supposed to be. The guns are in the community like you alluded to. And we are going to carry stories in this video to show you that the guns are still in the community. They're not going nowhere. So even if most of the guys leave the community, because police and soldiers are there, the guns are still there. Or most of the guns are still there. Thanks for your feedback, squaddy. And we are hoping other police officers send us WhatsApp messages so we can tell the public what you are saying. And don't worry about your numbers being known. Our people know who text us. That will never happen. So, moving right along. The Westmoreland police, they have arrested and charged a man. His name is Kurt Samuels. He's popularly known as Biga, and he is also called D. Now, Biga is 25 years old and he lives at Hudson Street, Savlamar, in the parish of Westmoreland. Now, this incident that he was charged for, it took place on Thursday, January 13th, 2022, about 6 o'clock in the morning. Our information is that Biga, he and the man, they had a dispute. This dispute, it led to a fight. It is said that during this fight, Biga was beaten up. So, he never accepted him beaten. The allegations are that Biga, he ran back to his house and returned with a gun in his hand. It is said that he pointed this gun at the man who he was just involved in the fight with. He also threatened to kill this man. Biga, him then walked away and go hide him gun. A report was made to the Savlamar police. And on Wednesday, January 26, 2022, an early morning raid was carried out in the Russia community. Biga, he was taken into custody by the police. He was formally charged for 1. Illegal possession of firearm, and 2. Assault at common law. So Biga will be going to the courts shortly to face his judgment. We are also learning, that Biga, he was charged for other things. When the police raided his house, he was found with a quantity of ganja. So he was charged for that. And he was also charged for wounding a lady. So Biga, him have about 5 different charges that he will be going to the courts to face. Now, in this next incident, it took place on Monday, January 24th, 2022. Early in the morning, about 7:30, it took place along the Long Bay Beach in Negril, in the parish of Westmoreland. Our information is that a tourist is from Canada. He's about 78 years old. This man is staying locally at a hotel in Negril. Our information is that he got up and was making an early morning walk along the Negril beach. It is said that he was held up by a hoodlum. This hoodlum, he was armed with a knife. The hoodlum, we are told, he put the knife at this tourist's neck and proceeded to rob him. He stole from the tourist his iPhone 12 Pro Max cellular phone. The hoodlum, he then made good his escape on foot in the area. Now, this tourist, he made a report to the Negril police. Remember, we told you when the incident took place? Monday, January 24th, 2022. So a report was made to the police. Now, the phone, it was tracked. The tourist, he tracked the phone and it was tracked to Stratbogie district in the parish of Westmoreland. Wednesday of this week, the tourist, he assisted the police by telling them exactly where this phone was, based on him tracking it. So the police, they carried out an operation at Stratbogie in the parish of Westmoreland. The hoodlum who robbed the tourist, he was apprehended. As a matter of fact, the tourists were with the police when they went to Stratbogie. So immediately, he was able to point out this hoodlum who robbed him. The cellular phone, it was also recovered by the police. This hoodlum, his name is Romario Jamar Edwards. He's popularly called Mario. He's 26 years old and he told the police that he's a construction worker. He lives at Stratbogie district in the parish of Westmoreland. So, Mario, he was officially charged by the police for the offenses of robbery with aggravation as well as assault at common law. So Mario, he will be going to the courts shortly to face his judgment. Now, if you are here watching our video so far, if you have not yet hit on the like button, remember to hit on it. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, remember, hit on the subscribe button, as also hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that you will be notified as soon as we have uploaded a new video. And remember, coming up later, there will be 2 other videos. Stand by for them. Now, in the final story for today, the police have arrested and charged a man. This man, his name is O'Brien Gill. He's popularly known as Balbi. Balbi is 27 years old and he lives at Seaton Crescent, Savlamar, in the parish of Westmoreland. Balbi, he has been arrested and charged by the police for 1, murder, and 2, illegal possession of firearm. Now, we had carried this story before, but we are going to refresh your memory and tell you why Balbi was charged. The incident, it took place on Saturday, September 4th, 2021. It took place about 3:30 in the early morning. It took place at 39 Seaton Crescent, Savlamar, in the parish of Westmoreland. Our information is that a man, his name is Richard Thompson. He was popularly known as Poo Poo. Poo Poo, he lived at Seaton Crescent in Savlamar in the parish of Westmoreland. Now, here's what we are learning. Poo Poo, he was in the lottery scamming business. And it is said that about few days before Poo Poo met his death in Bingo, he ate a big piece of food. Also, Poo Poo and a group of men from Seaton Crescent, they were involved in a conflict. So, early in the morning of September 4th, 2021, Poo Poo was inside of his house when he heard 4 men knocking on his door outside. These men, they shouted out, "Police! Police! Open the door!" Poo Poo, he became suspicious and he did not open the door. The guys on the outside, they kicked off Poo Poo's door and entered the house. Poo Poo, he was shot and he was chopped. As a matter of fact, his head was almost taken off his body. The police were called and on their arrival, Poo Poo, he was seen lying outside of the house in a pool of blood. He had gunshot wounds all over his body, and like we said, he was chopped. Poo Poo, he was taken to the Savlamar hospital where he was pronounced DEAD. Now, we carried a story on this channel on Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. In that story, we told you that O'Brien Gill, popularly known as Balbi, he's 27 years old and he's from Seaton Crescent in Savlamar in the parish of Westmoreland. We told you that Balbi, he he was arrested and charged by the police for the offenses of wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm. We told you that he was charged based on an incident that took place at Newmarket Oval on Sunday, October 10th, 2021, early morning about 5 o'clock. In that incident, we told you that a man was at his house at Newmarket Oval when the said house was fired on by a group of about 5 or 6 men. A man who was inside of the house, luckily, he was not killed, but he had received some gunshot wounds to his head, his shoulder, and his back. The hoodlums who were outside, after firing on the house, they made good their escape. It is said that that shooting was as a result of a gang war that's taking place with some communities in Savlamar. O'Brien Gale, otherwise known as Balbi, he was later apprehended by the police, and it is said that he was positively identified as one of the shooters. So, he has been in jail since then, awaiting his trial. Now, what we are learning is that the police, they received information that Balbi, he was involved in Pupu's killing. They checked out the information and they made further inquiries. At the end of that further inquiries, Balbi, he was formally charged for the death of Pupu. So in relation to him being in custody for the offenses of illegal possession of firearm and wounding with intent, he is now charged for the offenses of murder as also illegal possession of firearm. So Balbi will be going to the courts shortly to face his judgment. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.